Hi everyone. I promised you last time that I will send you a video, PowerPoint video about Lesson 8, Change Management Models. If you remember, hindi tayo nagklase last Monday. No, sabi ko sa inyo, I will give way so that you can prepare for your thesis. No, so marami rin ako nababasa kaninang mga FB stories ng mga estudyante na thesis successfully defended. Okay, so I'm recording this on a Friday. It's 3:25 p.m. Ayan, so I hope medyo nakahinga na tayo ng konti, no, after your thesis defense. And of course, congratulations to everybody, no, who successfully defended their thesis. Ayan. So, kailangan kasi, no, itong lesson na to, no, importante itong lesson na to kasi kung nabasa niyo na yung outline nung dun sa reference guide na binigay ko for your final project, merong part doon na implementation, no, using Levin's change management model. So after OD diagnosis, after interventions, no, yung implementation naman ang susunod, no, using Levin's change management model. So yan ang i-discuss natin today. Although Levin's change management model specifically yung gagawin ninyo for your OD proposal, meron din akong mga i-introduce sa inyo na ibang change models, no, para at least meron kayong idea, no, kung ano yung mga ibang change models aside from Levin's. I will try my best to keep this video short, no, kasi nakaka-bored din naman manood ng mahabang video, no, tapos lesson pa, no. So I will try to keep the video as short as possible. Okay? So these are our learning outcomes. Hindi ko na siya iisa-isahin, no, but basically yun nga, as I've said earlier, this lesson is all about the different major change management models, no, particularly Levin's change model, kasi ito yung gagamitin ninyo for your OD proposal. Ayan, so next slide. So when an organization undergoes a big change or transition, a change management model outlining the process can be helpful. Not only can having a model when processing changes be helpful, but it can also have a positive impact on staff, team members, and supervisors whose roles are important for successfully implementing company changes, no? So in other words, ano ba tong mga change management models na to, no? So a change management model is used to help outline, describe, and simplify the process of change within a business or an organization, no? So in other words, it sort of serves as a guide, okay, or a framework to help organizations and people adjust to new systems, no, kasi yun nga, no, we're talking about change here, no. So these change management models help organizations and people adjust to new systems, processes, policies, or ways of working. Okay, so as I've said earlier, ito yung nagiging guide, no, ng mga leaders sa organization, not only for the leaders of the organization but also for the employees through change in a more organized and less stressful way. Kaya ito ang purpose, no? Ito ang purpose ng paggamit ng isang change management model. No, kasi yun, no, if you follow a specific plan, no, syempre may mga ano yan eh, no? For every model may mga steps yan na sinusunod. Okay? So kung gagamit ka ng any of the models, no, mas magiging maayos, no, mas magiging ayos yung pag-transition ng isang organization sa change, no. And also, if you have a guide, no, it will also help the organization avoid unexpected costs, no, or last minute adjustments. And another thing, no, syempre pagka meron kayong dun sa organization ninyo, pagka meron kayong isang guide na sinusundan, no, you can also ensure that your employees are all following the same guidelines and also share the same expectations. Ayan. So, for this lesson, meron tayong apat, no, na change models na i-discuss, no. Pero yung tatlong mauunang change models, hindi ko na siya masyadong i-elaborate. Okay, I just want you to have an idea of the different change models aside from Levin's change management model. Okay, so huhulihin ko na yung kay Levin. So let's start with the first model, which is the ADKAR model. Okay, so this model is a people-focused way to initiate change at all stages of the process. So in other words, no, this model focuses on individual change. No, so this ang purpose nitong model na to, no, specifically is to help each person in the organization successfully adapt to change. Ayan, so yan ang ADKAR change management model. This model was created by Jeffrey Hyatt. Okay, so yun nga, no, ang goal niya when he created this model was to offer an effective approach to facilitating change on an individual basis. Okay, so yan ang strength ng ADKAR model, no, to focus on individual change. No, so you might wonder what ADKAR means. Okay, so each letter, no, stands for something. Ayan, so A is for awareness, D is for desire, K is for knowledge, A for ability, and R for reinforcement. No? So, explain ko lang briefly, no, kung anong kahulugan nung bawat nung bawat letter na yon dun sa ADKAR model. Okay, so A again is for awareness. This step illustrates to all individuals involved the change needs to happen. Okay, so in other words, no, sa awareness, no, employees must understand why the change is needed. Okay, so again, no, for awareness, no, kaya nga sinabing awareness, no, the employees must understand why the change is needed, no, like for example, a company introduces a new computer system, no, kasi yung old system nila is mabagal na, no, at saka outdated na, no. So the people should know, no, people referring to the employees in the organization, dapat alam nila why change is necessary, no, and also what problems the change will solve, no, kasi yun nga, no, as in the given example, meron inintroduce na bagong computer system yung company dahil yung old system is mabagal na tsaka outdated na. Okay, and then D is for desire. In this step, individuals are encouraged to participate in and support company changes, no? So very madali lang naman siyang intindihin, ano? So ibig sabihin, employees should be willing to support and participate in the change. No, like for example, workers become motivated because the new system will reduce workload and save time. Okay? So, ang goal nitong desire is to build a commitment and also a positive attitude toward change. And then, K is for knowledge. Okay? So, during this phase, managers and supervisors may provide all individuals the knowledge of what strategies to implement to successfully participate in and complete the change process, no? So, yung mga empleyado, no, under knowledge, no, kailangan nilang matutunan, no, kung paano yung pagbabago, no? So, example, no, for example, the company provides training sessions on how to use the new system, no? Given the first example, 'di ba? Yun nga knowledge, no? Ang gagawin ng company, o-organize siya ng mga training sessions, no, para matutunan ng mga empleyado yung bagong system. Okay? Ang goal ng knowledge is to teach employees the skills and information needed. And then A is for ability. Supervisors may make as many resources available to staff as possible to help give them the ability to implement the changes, no? So ang ibig sabihin niyan, employees must be able to apply, no? Kasi 'di ba sa knowledge nag-training na sila eh, no? So dun sa ability, no, employees must be able to apply what they have learned. Okay, so after the training, no, workers practice using the system, no, the new system in real work situations. No, kumbaga, they are turning their knowledge into actual performance. And then lastly are for reinforcement. Okay, so reinforcement serves to acknowledge and support the employees as they continue to develop and work through the transition, no? So ibig sabihin diyan sa reinforcement, no, the organization must ensure that the change continues over time, no? Inimplement na yung changes, so dapat tuloy-tuloy na yon. Okay? And then kaya reinforcement din, no, kasi this is also about rewards, no? Managers reward employees who successfully use the new system. Ayan, class, meron ho, medyo may background noise ako na medyo nagdi-drill, yung nagdi-drilling, no? Dito kasi sa kapitbahay namin may ano eh, no, merong nag-undergo ng renovation, no. So for the past few days, no, kaya nga hindi ako makapag-record, no, nung mga nakaraang araw kasi from mula umaga hanggang mga 5 PM, no, nagpupukpukan or nagdi-drilling diyan, no. Medyo nabawasan lang ngayon kaya uh, nakakuha ako ng chance para mag-record. Okay, so yan ang ADCAR. Ayan. So let us now go to, hindi ko na masyadong hindi ko na masyadong i-skip ko na yung ibang slides, no? At least you know already what the ADCAR model is all about. Okay, so now the second change management model is the Kotter's 8-step change model. Okay, so this change management model was developed by John Kotter after experiencing significant organizational transitions. Ayan. So this model focuses on the employees experiencing the organizational changes. Excuse me, guys. Ayan, ano? So there are 8 steps involved, no? Kaya nga siya tinawag na 8-step change model, no, because there are 8 steps involved in this model. So the first change is creating a sense of urgency. Okay, so this is about helping people realize, no, that the change is important and necessary, no? Nabanggit din natin yan sa ADCAR, no, dun sa awareness part. Okay, so for example, no, a company shows declining sales data to explain why improvement is needed. And then the second step is building strong coalitions. Okay, so this is about forming a strong team of leaders and influencing employees to support the change. Ayan, so for example, managers, no, at saka yung mga department heads, they work together to lead the project. And then third step is to form strategic visions, no? This is all about creating a vision for change, no, or developing a clear vision or direction, no. Like for example, our goal is to become the fastest and most customer friendly company. And then the fourth step is getting everyone involved. No, so this is about sharing the vision or communicating the vision. No, sharing the vision constantly and clearly with the employees. And then number 5, no, or step 5 is enabling action by removing obstacles. Okay? So in this stage, no, ina-identify at ini-eliminate, no, yung mga barriers, no, or mga sagabal, no, sa pagbabago. And then sixth, generating short-term achievements, no. This is all about creating short-term wins, no, or yung achieving small successes early on, no. And then next is sustaining the changes. Okay? This is all about continuing to improve, no, after early success. And then lastly, instituting the changes. No, so this is all about anchoring the change, no, in the culture of the organization. No, kumbaga, sa last step, no, you are making the new practices or the new changes part of the organizational culture. Okay, so that's Cutter's 8-step change model. No, so this is just a visual representation, no, of the 8 steps that I have just discussed. Ayan, so lalaktawan ko na to. Okay? And then next is the Kubler-Ross change curve, no? So ito yung pinaka-interesting for me, no? Kasi ibinase ito dun sa 5 stages of grief. No, I'm not sure kung narinig nyo na yan, no, or narinig nyo na or kilala nyo na, no, si Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. No? So Elizabeth Kubler-Ross was a Swiss and American psychiatrist. No? So she was a pioneer in near-death studies. She's also an author and a developer of the 5 stages of grief known as the Kubler-Ross model. Okay? Originally kasi, no, itong 5 stages of grief na to, no, ginamit ito para no, para dun sa mga taong namamatayan or nawawalan ng isang mahal sa buhay, no, na pagka tayo if we are grieving, no, meron tayong 5 stages na pagdadaanan. Okay, which is denial, no, that's the first stage, and then anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance, no. So later on, no, itong 5 stages of grief na to, ginamit na din as a change model, no, to explain the emotions of people when they are growing through change, no. And surprisingly, kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng isang tao kapag siya grieving or nagdadalamhati, ganun din, no, ang pinagdadaanan ng isang tao pagka siya, no, if that person is undergoing change or going through change. Okay? So, explain natin, no, yung 'di ba balikan natin do sa 5 stages of grief, 'di ba? Una, 'di ba, I'm sure at some point halos lahat tayo naka-experience na ng nawalan or namatayan ng isang mahal sa buhay, 'di ba? Ang unang-unang stage diyan, denial. 'Di ba? Kung naranasan niyo na 'yan, no? Hindi natin matanggap, no, na nawala na yung ating mahal sa buhay, no, nanay, tatay, kapatid, lolo, lola, no, anyone who's close to us. Okay, and then after denial, anger, no, galit tayo, 'di ba? Bakit siya pa yung namatay, ba't di na lang si ganito, 'di ba? Ba't hindi na lang yung mga tao sa gobyerno, 'di ba? Bakit ang nanay ko pa, or ba't ang tatay ko pa, or ba't yung best friend ko pa, 'di ba? And then from anger, no, we go to the bargaining stage. 'Di ba? Pagka yung sinabi nating bargaining, parang nakikipag-negotiate tayo na usually sa Diyos, no? Minsan, ibalik mo lang ang buhay niya, ganito, 'di ba? Parang meron kang mga gagawin na mga bargaining or compromises or negotiating. And then after bargaining is depression, no? Kumbaga parang diyan na from yung stage na yan, parang diyan pa lang unti-unting nagsisink in sa atin no, na nawala na tayo ng mahal sa buhay, 'di ba? And then later on, acceptance, no? Unti-unti natatanggap na natin, no, kung ano yung nangyari sa atin, no, na nawalan tayo ng isang mahal sa buhay, no. However, no, hindi komot sa 5 stages of grief, hindi komot sinabi nating nasa acceptance stage na tayo. Kumbaga, no, parang yung lungkot, 'di ba? Nawawala na ba sa stage na 'yan? Alam nyo, hindi pa. Siguro na-experience yun na yan, no? Kasi wala naman taong handa na mamatayan ng isang mahal sa buhay 'di ba? Nasasanay ka na lang dun sa pain, dun sa lungkot, no? Parang inside your heart parang meron talagang no, nandun na forever na siguro yung pagdadalamhati or yung loneliness na nararamdaman mo, you just get used to it. 'Di ba? Hindi naman talaga siya nawawala. So, ganyan din daw ang tao. No, this is just a visual representation, no, of the change curve of Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Okay? So, ayun, balikan natin. Hindi ko na yata siya mabalikan. Anyway, ayan, no, pag sinabi kasi nating denial, no, so ito, i-apply na natin siya this time sa change, no. So, pag denial stage, no, usually sa organization, 'di ba? People refuse to accept the change. 'Di ba? Yan naman yung lagi nating sinasabi, that change is often met with resistance in the organization. Tapos meron pa minsan mga sinasabi yung mga empleyado, halimbawa, no, there's a new policy, no, there's a new policy that is going to be implemented in the organization, 'di ba? Minsan sasabihin, hindi naman magtatagal yung bagong policy na yan. Okay? And then after denial is anger. No? So employees may feel upset, frustrated, or resistant. 'Di ba? So usually sasabihin diyan, why do we need to change something that already works? Totoo 'yan, 'di ba? Bakit papalitan pa, nasanay na tayo dun sa luma 'Di ba? Okay naman yung lumang polisiya, bakit kailangan pa ng bago? And then bargaining, the third stage, no? So in this stage, people try to negotiate or avoid the change. No? So pwedeng sabihin ng isang empleyado, can we not keep the old policy or the old process for a few more months? No? Ayan, yan ang bargaining. And then stage 4 or step 4 is depression, no, or low moral. Ayan, so wherein employees may feel discouraged or anxious. Okay, so ayan, sasabihin na, the change is too difficult. And then lastly, acceptance. Okay, so this is where excuse me. This is when employees begin to understand and accept the change. No? So, pwedeng ang dialogue na okay naman pala yung bagong sistema or yung bagong policy. No, it's actually helpful compared to the old one. Okay? So, yan yung yan yung Kubler-Ross change curve. Okay? So, ito na yung pinaka-importanting change model, no? Kasi ito nga yung sinabi kong gagamitin ninyo for your OD proposal, no? So, again, I would like to make it clear na specifically, you are going to use Levin's change management model, no? Na-explain ko na yan sa inyo before. So, dun sa implementation part, no? Hindi kayo mamimili ng sarili niyong model na change management model na gusto ninyong gamitin for your proposal, kasi nga nilagay ko doon sa guide specifically that you are going to use Kurt Levin's change management model for the implementation part of your OD proposal. Okay, so more or less kilala niyo na si Kurt Levin, no? Kurt Sadek Levin, no? Nabanggit na natin siya or naipakilala ko na siya sa inyo, no? Doon sa mga naunang lessons natin, no? So he's a German-American psychologist known as one of the modern pioneers of social, organizational, and applied psychology in the United States. During his professional career, Levin's academic research writings focuses on applied research, action research, and group communication. Okay? So, yung change management model ni Kurt Levin, no, was developed in the 1940s, no? So, actually, it's one of the oldest and simplest change management models. Kaya yan yung napili ko na gamitin ninyo for your OD proposal kasi madali lang siyang intindihin. No, it's very simple. Ayan. So, as you are aware, no, there are 3 steps, no, in Levin's change management model. No, yung unfreezing, change, and then refreezing. Okay? So, bakit ginamit yung mga terms na unfreezing, refreezing? No? Kasi yung model niya, no, he connected it to the likeness he observed in melting ice cubes. No, yung yelo. 'Di ba? Yung yelo, no, kaya nga unfreezing, no, melting, no, and then refreezing, no, kumbaga parang i-freeze mo siya or patitigasin mo ulit yung ice cube. Okay, so that's the backstory, no, bakit nagamit yung terms na unfreezing and refreezing. Okay? Ayan, so this is just a visual representation, no, of Levin's change management model, no. So yung first stage is unfreezing, no. So basically dun sa unfreezing stage, no, the organization ensures that the employees are ready for change, no. Ito din yung stage wherein employees are being prepared, no, hinahanda sila for change, no, by helping them understand why change is necessary. Okay? So, ang goal ng unfreeze stage is for the employees to break their bad habits. Not bad habits, sorry. Break their old habits and prepare them mentally for the change. Ayan, like for example, no, a company explains that old methods are causing delays and customer complaints. Okay, so ito yung stage na ipinapaliwanag dun sa mga empleyado bakit kailangan ng pagbabago. No, this is all about preparing the employees for change by helping them understand why change is necessary. Okay, so basically that is what the unfreeze stage is all about. And then yung second stage is yung actual change. No, so eto na yung execution, no, or actual implementation of the intended change. No? So ang ginagawa, for example, sa stage na ito, no, employees are being trained, no, halimbawa merong bagong procedure, no, tinitrain sila for the new procedure, no, and then eventually gagamitin na nila yung bagong procedure, no, kasi yun nga no, this is about introducing new behaviors, systems, and processes, no. So ito na yung stage na andyan na yung actual transition, no, or yung actual implementation. And then dun sa refreezing stage, no, this is all about ensuring that the change becomes permanent. Okay? Ensuring that the change becomes permanent, no? So kasama na rin diyan yung pag-i-stabilize dun sa organization, no, after going through a transition or a change. No, like for example, the company creates new rules and standards to maintain the new process. And the goal of this stage is to make the change permanent. Okay? So, yan, ano? So, kung papaliwanag mo in a simple way, no, what these stages are all about, no, dun sa first stage, which is unfreeze, no, it's about preparing for change. And then yung second stage na change, no, it's about implementing the change. And then yung refreeze stage is about sustaining the change. Okay? Or making the change permanent, as I've said earlier. Ayan. No? So, ito lang yung medyo mahabang paliwanag, no, nung mga sinabi ko kanina, no, but basically ito rin 'yon, no, ito na rin 'yon, ano, medyo medyo prinolong lang yung explanation. Okay? So, bakit importante, no, why is Levin's change theory or change management model is important? No, so basically it provides a strategic plan to enact change in the workplace, no. Parang ito na rin yung general purpose, no, kung bakit yung sinabi ko kanina during the introduction kung bakit nakakatulong yung mga change management models, kasi nga yun yung nagiging guide, no, na ginagamit ng organization, no. They use these change management models as a guide or framework as they transition through change, no, para maayos, no, kahit na nag-undergo sila ng change, hindi magulo. Okay? So, discuss na rin natin, ano, kung ano yung yung importance, no, ng change theory or change management model ni Levin. No, so number 1, it makes business leaders consider potential resistance, no. So yan nga yung sinabi natin kanina dun sa dun sa first step, no, yung how employees might react to change. Ayan, no? So, pwedeng gumamit ng mga informational materials, no, presentations, and incentives to help ease nerves and make employees excited for changes. And then, it also helps leaders, no, develop KPIs to monitor progress. At the beginning of the change stage, business leaders need to determine how they plan to measure the successful adaptation to changes, no? So first of all, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng KPIs? No? So siguro narinig nyo na yan in your performance management class, no? By the way, KPI stands for key performance indicators. No, so these are measurable values that organizations use, no, to track how effectively they are achieving their goals. No, so KPIs help you understand performance, and they can also be used as guide for decision making. No, kaya nga sabi dito, no, how they plan to measure the successful adaptation to changes, no. Mami-measure kung paano naka-adapt yung mga tao dun sa mga changes na yon through key performance indicators. And then also ensures business leaders finalize changes. Okay, so this is also why the change management model of Levin is important. No, a key part of Levin's change theory is refreezing an organization to make sure changes remain in place. Diba? Yan yung sinabi natin kanina. no, to make the change permanent. Ayan. So, ito din ano, so basically parang ganito yung gagawin ninyo, no, how to apply Levin's change theory in the workplace, no, based dun sa organization na inassign sa inyo, no. So, during the unfreeze stage, no, which is the first stage, no, kasi ito, ang topic na ito is all about how to apply Levin's change theory in the workplace. Okay? So parang ganito, no, parang ganito yung gagawin ninyo, no, yung write-up na gagawin ninyo dun sa OD proposal. Okay? So in the unfreeze stage, focus on planning your approach to announcing changes and help aid employee understanding. Ayan, no? So pwede nyong i-outline, no? So during the unfreeze stage, you might want to outline the changes you want to make, no? Also speak with upper management for permission, no? Gumawa ng mga presentation materials, no, para mas makatulong na maintindihan, no, ng isang empleyado kung bakit importante yung mga pagbabago na yon. And then you should also consider the reactions of the employees to changes, 'di ba? Some employees may express excitement towards change, but others may need more time to process change. 'Di ba? Hindi naman tayo pare-pareho, no, ng iba-iba tayo no, ng pag-accept ng pagbabago, 'di ba? Yung iba madaling tumanggap ng pagbabago, yung iba naman medyo matagal. Okay, so kailangan kino-consider din 'yon, no, yung mga reaction ng empleyado during the unfreeze stage. Okay, and then connect the change to company goals, no? So baka mas madaling matanggap ni employee yung mga changes, no, if they understand the reason for them, no? So basically yan yung mga kailangan gawin during the unfreeze stage, no? You have to make them realize how important those changes are for the company and for the company to achieve its goals. And then also emphasize your support to help employees adapt to changes. 'Di ba? So kailangan din no ng support no from the higher ups, no, from management. Okay? Para mas maging positive yung pagtanggap ni employee dun sa pagbabago. Okay? And then the next stage is the change stage. Okay, so you need to make sure, so again, no, yung change stage, no, ito na yung actual implementation ng mga changes. Okay, so there are specific steps in completing this stage, no. Number 1, determine how you plan to measure progress. Yun nga, no, paggamit ng mga KPIs or key performance indicators, no. And then also allow for increased communication for employee questions, no, yun, no, dapat laging handa yung management sa pagsagot, no, ng mga katanungan, no, ng mga empleyado, no, kasi yun nga no, ini-implement na yung change. Okay, and then also track the progress and contact employees who need more help. Ayan, and then create an anonymous survey to collect employee feedback, no, para yun nga no, malaman ng management or ng organization, no, to get honest insights, no, from the employees, no, what they think of the changes or baka meron pa silang mga suggestions. Okay? Ayan, and then for the refreeze stage, no, so ito na nga, no, sabi natin sa refreeze stage, no, in this stage, we want to ensure that the change become a permanent part of the business operations, no. So, pwedeng gawin mo dyan, pwede kayong gumawa ng mga incentives or rewards, no, regarding the changes. Also, implementing training programs, no, to help enhance the knowledge of the employee, no, in specific change areas. And also it's also important to praise the employees for their adaptability, okay, by providing them with positive feedback for their efforts and show them how those changes have positively impacted the the company. Okay, so this motivates employees to continue their work with changes in place. Okay, so ayan, no? Yun, no? Ito na yung apat na change management models, no? Hindi ko na rin babasahin itong summary, no? So this is just a summary of all the models that I have discussed, no? So ayun, class, ha, kung i-compare ninyo, no, yung lahat nung apat na change models na diniscuss ko sa inyo today, no? Makikita niyo na meron siyang mga kanya-kanyang no? May kanya-kanya siyang mga strengths, no? Like for example, yung ADKAR, sabi natin, ang main focus niya is individual change, no? Doon naman sa Cotter's 8 step, no, more on organizational leadership. Doon kay Kubler-Ross, no, yung 5 stages, no, yung 5 stages of grief originally, no, nag-focus doon sa different emotional reactions, right? Yung denial, bargaining, no? And then yung Levin's model, no, nakita niyo doon yung simple transition process, no? Kaya nga ayun, mas madaling gamitin, no, for the implementation is yung Levin's change model kasi nga it's really very simple. Okay? Ayan. So, class, magkikita pa naman tayo sa Monday, no? Monday, what's the date on Monday? 18, no? So, yung technically yung May 18 na yon is already our last online meeting for organizational development, no? So meron pa akong isang maikling lesson na lang na i-discuss, no? Para just to close the para ma-cover natin yung mga remaining lessons dun sa syllabus. Okay? So yung organizational culture, no? Pumili na lang ako ng isang magandang topic, no, to discuss, no, as our final lesson in OD. Ayan. So, kung meron kayong mga questions, no, about Levin's change management model, no, we can discuss that on Monday, May 18, when we meet online. Okay? Thank you, everyone. See you on Monday. Bye.